Daily habits are what make us who we are. Even the smallest of changes, such as being 1% better every day, can make you 365 times better in just 1 year. But the same thing goes if you adopt bad habits. Being 1% worse every day can bring you into a place where I doubt you would ever want to go. Crazy thing is, this is the position many people are without even realizing it. Next thing you know, through their own self-inflicted bad habits, they're desperate to change. It's all about compound interest. While you can use the concept of compound interest for investing, it also works not only with money, but also when it comes to other things like habits. When people start a habit, they usually expect progress to be linear, when that isn't the case at all. It's actually similar to a flat line that gradually curves over time. It might seem insignificant and not really noticeable. This is why many fail to be consistent and quit way too early. You put so much effort in, but you see almost no results. At this point, the pain you experience is the highest, but the results you see are the lowest. You might have been working on your business for months, but still don't see any profit. Or maybe you've been going to the gym, but don't see any changes when you look in the mirror. But eventually, there comes a moment where the growth curve goes over the pain curve and you start seeing results. The sad part is, many people can't wait until that point and end up quitting way too early. It's the people who keep improving and stay the course who eventually experience exponential growth. Now the question is, how do you actually improve by 1% every day? Majority of people believe that you need better and more well-defined goals, but that's not the case. It's all about focusing on the foundation. Think about your life like building a house. You need to lay the foundation first before you focus on putting the roof up. Imagine a house built on land that couldn't support it or beams that weren't strong enough to hold it up. It would be a disaster. Engineers and construction workers don't focus on the end product. They take it step by step and focus on systems. You need to focus on systems, not the actual goals. This was exactly how I approached my habits too. I used to set goals for miles I wanted to run, for the weights I wanted to lift in the gym, and for the profits I wanted to earn in the business. I definitely succeeded at a few, but I failed at a lot of them, and it would always come back to bite me in the end. But then I began to realize that my results weren't about the goals I set. My results had everything to do with the systems that I follow. Now you're probably like, Chi, what is the difference between a goal and a system? Let me give you a couple examples. Earning $1 million is a goal. Now setting up an automated investment account that generates you passive income is the system that gets you there. Losing 50 pounds is a goal. Taking the initiative to change your habits, eating a proper diet, and exercising consistently is a system. The determining factor is not the goal we set. Don't you think the people who succeed clearly had the same goal in mind? Our success is determined by the way we approach the systems to get there. Instead of goals, you should focus on building the systems that help you stay in the game longer and actually enjoy playing it as well. Goals are about the results you want to achieve. Systems are about the processes that lead to the results. Now, just to be clear, I have no problem with setting goals because they are good for figuring out your direction, but it becomes a problem when it's the primary motivator of anyone's actions. Systems are just clearly best for making progress. So to sum up the key points, our first steps would be: don't focus on goals, focus on systems. Step 2, build good habits. In order to create a new habit or defeat a bad habit, we need to divide the process into 4 simple steps. And these steps are cue, craving, reward, and response. Let's say you're someone who wants to lose weight but loves late night snacking, and you see your roommate or your partner snacking. That is a cue. Once you see the snack, there's a strong urge to eat some too. This is the craving. If you ask them for some of the snacks and eat it, then this is a response. Finally, after you're done eating, that feeling of satisfaction you get is the reward. If we break each step down, we come up with a formula on how to build good habits. Every habit is triggered with a cue, so if you're building a new habit, then you have to make it obvious. One strategy that I use is called habit stacking. Habit stacking means using already established habits to build new ones. For example, every morning before I go to the gym, I'll chug a bottle of water, read 10 pages of a nonfiction book, write in my daily journal, then pray and meditate for at least 5 minutes. When I'm in the gym, I'm listening to motivational videos or self-improvement podcasts. This is how I program my brain to always think about doing multiple good habits as a whole, especially to start my day. Once you do one, the other will come automatically. Now, the key to cravings is making it attractive. One of the key strategies with this step is called temptation bundling. This simply means pairing an action you want to do with an action you need to do. For example, let's say you want to watch a new show on Netflix. Try doing it while running on a treadmill, and I guarantee you by the time the episode is over, you wouldn't even have noticed that you worked out. Use temptation pairing to your advantage and pair those things together. Another really powerful tool is becoming part of a group of people with similar interests. If you want to start a habit and you do it on your own, then there's a high chance you're going to fail because there's nobody there to push you or call you out when the lazy part of you wakes up. It is much easier when you're doing it with people who are doing it with you and operate on the same frequency. If you're looking for accountability and support from like-minded people who are determined to become the best version of themselves, just join the free community and accountability group. I'll drop a link to it in my description. But let's get back to it. Let's talk about response. We have to make it easy. You don't need extra willpower or extra motivation just to make it easy for the habit to flow. So here's some tips on how to do that. Reduce friction. You ever wanted to go to the gym, but then you said to yourself,
"Yeah, but I would have to get dressed and drive in a car for 15 minutes just to bust a sweat. That's not worth it."
It's crazy how the brain works, right? The idea of just doing a few tasks before our desired habits puts us off. So the key is to try and reduce the steps in between. So try having your gym clothes prepped the night before. If you want to eat healthy, rather than making a bad decision when you get hungry, cook yourself a healthy bulk meal on Sunday for the week ahead. This will reduce the friction because you prepared in advance and you have the food already made. It's really all about preparation. The number one reason most people can't stick to their habits is that they have to suffer first without any immediate reward. The first time you work out, you're not going to see a difference if you step on the scale at the end of your session. It's going to take months of hard work and consistency to see any significant result. At the beginning of any habit, the pain level is going to be high. So in order to keep yourself motivated, try using a habit tracker which will remind you of your successes every day. Personally, this strategy was the key to keeping myself accountable, knowing that each night I would check off when I abstained from a bad habit or continued a good habit that day. To this day, I do 30 to 90-day challenges every month to test myself and adopt or defeat habits that don't contribute to my overall growth. Now, if you're interested in this specific habit tracker that you see on the screen, don't worry, I'll leave a link for you in the description. If you check off the tasks at the end of each day, eventually at some point, you'll have a chain, and at that point, your only goal is simply don't break the chain. It doesn't matter how you feel. By sticking to these things that we want to do isn't what makes the difference. It's the consistency that helps us get 1% better every day and eventually become 365 times better at the end of the year. If you found this video helpful, please don't hesitate to leave a comment with any of your thoughts. Have you ever tried implementing any of these steps? Also, if you're struggling with your confidence, watch this video next. It should help. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you want more weekly content. Until next time, stay unstoppable.